Eyes on Media. This is Coming Out Stories. It's a podcast about one of the most important conversations of your life. I'm Emma Goswell. In this episode, you're going to hear from Daisy, one of the stars of BiLife, a bisexual dating show. In fact, it was the first ever bisexual dating show on UK TV. She said she had no problem coming out to her parents. The real problem was that her younger brother got bullied at school because she was bisexual.
I think I knew from quite a young age, probably about 8 actually. Yeah, you know, like when you've got friends, you're like, oh, shall we play house?
Oh, amazing.
And then things happen and you're like, oh, is that normal? And then when I was in school, when you're in PE, you saw people getting changed, you're like, oh, look at them lady lumps, and just kind of like looking at them. And I just thought it was normal that girls just looked at other girls. And then throughout high school, I did the same, but I just didn't know what was going on with myself. I didn't think that I was bisexual. I didn't know what I was. And then I think between 18 and 19, I then realised that I was bisexual. There was something in me that I found women attractive as well.
So why was it you didn't fully understand it? Is that because there aren't enough bisexual role models, or you just hadn't internalised it or processed it
Yeah,
yet?
I just didn't process it. I didn't know what was going on. I just thought it was the normal thing just to think that other women were attractive, but I didn't know whether I fancied them in that way or it was just a phase. It wasn't something that I'd heard of really, because I'm from such a small village. There's no bisexual people. There wasn't. There was a gay men, but there was no bisexual women. And I don't think there was a bisexual person in my school.
So you were always attracted to men as well?
Yeah.
So when was the first time you sort of verbalised it and thought, oh, I need to actually tell someone about this?
I think I was drunk. I think I was about 17 and then I was about 18 and then I turned around to my friend and I was like, I need to tell you something. And she's like, what? I said, I like women. I said, I'm bisexual. She said, no way, I am too. And I'm like,
really?
What? Yeah, so then I thought, yeah, I'm going to put it on Facebook because I was young and stupid. And then I woke up and deleted it.
I was going to say, well, let's just talk through the Facebook process first then. So how long was it on Facebook for?
Probably about 6 hours before I deleted it.
So people would have seen it. Did you get any comments? Did you get any
I think
reaction?
I got like likes and, you know, like when you can react to a post and there's laughing face. But it was late at night, so they might have thought that I'd just been like raped or something.
Doing it as a joke. Yeah. So what did he literally put? Oh, I'm bisexual.
I'm bisexual.
And that's it, full stop.
Yeah.
No comments.
No.
Just, I'm bisexual. How old were you then?
18.
Yeah. And then you totally deleted it.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, I can't have that on my Facebook because I've not even told anyone yet. So I can't like put it public without telling my parents.
That is quite a public way of doing it, yeah.
Oh my God, so public.
Yeah. So how did it go with the parents?
Yeah, my mum was like, I said to my mum, I was like, Mum, I need to tell you something. She said, okay, what do you want to tell me? And my mum's so like open-minded. She's so chilled. She's a massive hippie. So I thought, I'm all right to tell my mum. My mum listens to me. And she was like, what? I said, I'm bisexual. And she was like, yeah, I know.
Did she?
Yeah. And I went, what do you mean you know? She said, I've always known. I said, how? She said, I'm your mother. I know everything. I'm like, oh my God.
Did she know you were bisexual or did she think you were a lesbian or?
She knew that I liked women as well.
Yeah.
She knew that I was bisexual. So
Mums know, don't they?
Mother's instincts, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, and then how did it go with your dad? Well, that was a separate conversation.
Yeah, completely fine. He was like, that's fine. Whatever makes you happy, that's fine. But my mum was the more excited one because she was like, you're never going to get pregnant if you go with a woman.
So she was actively encouraging you to be more lesbian than straight?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
My younger brother, that was really tough.
Why?
I told him, but because there's a big age difference, there's 9 years between us, he was still in school. He got massively bullied throughout school because of me being bisexual.
Wow. So how old was he?
He would have been about 9. I'd say 9, coming up to 10.
Gosh, so everybody knew everyone's business in this village.
Exactly.
Right. So how did he deal with that then? Do you know? Did he try and intervene or were you aware at the time?
I was aware. I did get told by my mum and he just didn't want to speak about it. And I just thought, I just want to go down there and tell them off in a nice way. But I couldn't do anything.
Did you ever think of contacting the school?
I think my mum tried, but they were awful. They didn't do anything.
That's tough then, isn't it? Knowing that your brother's going through that.
Because of me.
Yeah.
It was horrible. It was horrendous. And I couldn't do anything. I couldn't wait for him to finish school.
How is he now?
Oh, he's fine. He's so proud of me. I absolutely love him. I worship the ground that he walks on.
So he's not annoyed with you for the fact that he went through all that bullying?
No.
Good.
I was ashamed at the time of being bisexual because he'd gone through that. It's just not something that you want, is it? Your little brother getting bullied because of you.
That's horrendous.
Yeah.
So did it take you a bit of a process then to be out and proud as a bisexual because of all that?
I think I've always been out and proud, but then at night time it was just kind of like, I was proud of being bisexual, but there was just that little bit of being ashamed because of the way that it affected Silas.
And how's it been since then, coming out to other people in your life, like colleagues, friends?
My older brother, Josh, he didn't speak to me for 8 months.
Wow.
He thought it was disgusting.
And he's the only one in the family that thought that then?
Yeah, and what makes it worse was he's a senior stylist. And I'm like, hold on, you're surrounded by LGBT plus. You've got gay friends, like men and women. So why is it so disgusting for your sister to be bisexual?
Could he answer that?
No. Since then, we've not had the same relationship.
So that's a decade has gone, and you've still not got a good relationship.
No. Because I model as well, and he doesn't like that. Because I do lingerie modelling, so he says that it's disgusting as well. And I don't know whether it's because he's jealous the way that my life's going. It might be a bit of jealousy, whereas because he doesn't work there anymore. So he's not got the best life at the moment. So I don't know whether that might be a bit jealousy.
I bet he was thrilled when he went on a national TV show then.
He said this is the reason why we don't speak.
Ah, did he really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
He wasn't supportive.
So you were on the BiLife.
Yes.
That's really an impressive way of coming out to the world, isn't it?
Yeah.
It was I think it was the world's first bisexual dating show.
It's the UK's first, yeah.
The UK's first bisexual dating show with Courtney Act. So that's a way of coming out to a lot of people in one go, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it is. And do you know what? I'm so glad that there's a show like that because it's just... I've had messages already from people saying I found it really hard to accept who I am and my parents don't really agree with it, but since they've watched the programme with them, they've been more accepting.
That's fantastic.
And I've had messages saying that, and I'm an amazing role model for people coming out, and it's just really nice.
That must make up for all the issues with your brother.
Yeah, definitely. If he can't accept who I am, that's one person.
Yeah. Was that part of your reason for going on the show then, just to raise awareness about bisexuality and to get more people talking about it and accepting it?
Yeah, because a lot of people, you see a lot of suicide. People don't come out because they're ashamed of being who they are. So I think it's good having this show just to show that you are okay to be who you want to be.
Well, before the show, I remember Courtney Act famously said that actually the Bs in the LGBT community numerically make up the biggest proportion, and yet you never really hear from them or never really see them, and they're most marginalised. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. There's so many. There's bisexuals, pansexuals, transgenders, gender fluid, non-binary, all of that.
So do you feel as a bisexual it's quite hard to come out? I think it's even harder to come out than as being lesbian or gay because people
I think it's easier for bisexuals to come out.
Yeah.
Because it's easier if they want to be gay or lesbian. That's kind of where people start as until they find their own journey and then find out whether they're gay or...
Some people do. Yeah.
Some people do. Some people are bisexual like myself.
Yeah. Well, I certainly came out as bisexual initially.
Yeah.
And then after a couple of years I thought, no, I'm not really interested in men, if I'm honest. I'm not that bothered. Let's put a lid on that part of my life. So I moved on. But yeah, some people do go through that sort of phase, for want of a better word. But I don't want to say that because I don't want to belittle your experience or other bisexuals' experience because some people are generally bisexual.
I mean, it is hard to be bisexual because when you say to somebody that you're bisexual, oh my God, you get all these messages saying, oh, do you want a threesome? Which one do you prefer? So I've had it before when I've been in a relationship with a guy and he's turned around and said, right, so you're straight when you're with me? No, that's not going to change my sexuality. Yeah. And he just didn't understand it. And my friend was trying to explain it to him. And it was just constant. He just did not understand it.
So you're still going to look, but you're not necessarily going to go and sleep with a woman. Because you're with a guy.
Yeah. If I'm with someone, I'm with someone. I'm not going to go with the next man or woman. That's not me.
Because a lot of people say sexuality is on a scale. And if you're 100% bisexual, you're slap bang in the middle. Would you say you're there or verging towards either end?
I'd say at the moment I'm probably like 60 men, 40 women because I've not really dated many women in the past 2 years.
So you haven't dated many women? Is that just because it hasn't happened?
I have, but again, it's so hard to find a woman. You don't know whether or not they're gay, lesbian. That's the same word. Or bisexual. You don't know.
Unless you're on a dating app.
Yeah.
Although, I've been on dating apps and I've looked at some profiles and lesbians have put no bisexuals.
Exactly.
I've seen
that as well.
How does that make you feel?
Awful.
Yeah.
Horrible. Why?
Do you get it at all?
No. If they're lesbian, I know that women don't like the thought of their partner previously being with a guy. Then what do you think?
Well, I've dated a lot of bisexuals and I've had the experience where my lesbian friends have said to me, Emma, why are you bothering?
Oh.
And I've always had to defend bisexuals and go, well, what do you mean, why am I bothering? We have a great relationship, it's going fine. But then if I look back historically at all my relationships, a lot of my bisexual ex-partners are now with men and married with kids. So, but that's just my experience. I'm not saying that that's what all bisexual women are going to do. But I think that happens so often that I know, I'm theorising now, I don't really know. I think lesbians are paranoid that bisexual women are going to leave them for men. But then men are probably paranoid that bisexual women are going to leave them for women.
Exactly.
So you guys can't win, really, can you?
No, not at all. And I've got a friend that was bisexual and then she started seeing a woman and she's now married.
To the woman?
To the woman,
yeah,
with a kid.
Exactly. So it can happen either way.
Both ways.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So if you could have any advice to other young people coming out as bisexual or, exploring their sexuality, would you have any advice? Would you do it differently?
Just be yourself. Don't be ashamed of who you are. If you want to explore your sexuality, go for it. Nothing's stopping you. Just be honest to yourself and don't be afraid of what other people are going to think.
And would you advise going on national TV to discuss your sexuality and your dating?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do that, then go for it. But maybe speak to your parents first.
Thanks so much to Daisy for sharing her story with me. Really appreciate her sharing those tough memories of what happened to her younger brother getting bullied at school. Please do subscribe wherever you get your podcasts from. We'd also love to hear from you on Twitter. You can find us there at Come Out Stories. I'm Emma Goswell, and Coming Out Stories is a What Goes On media production. On the next podcast, you'll hear from Lucas, a West End star. Lucas came out when he was in a Green Day cover band with Newton Faulkner. Yes, you heard that right.
It was very odd. I remember sitting in the car with him, and I'd been there for 4 days and I still hadn't said it. I was in the car with him and we were driving somewhere and I thought, right, Lucas, by the end of this car journey, you need to have told him, just suck it up and do it.